Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers podcast, episode 216. Hi, hello, hi. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the show. Sorry it's been 2 weeks again. We're not great at this, but man, I'm excited. I tell you what, I'm ready to do this
This
show.
is gonna be a good
Oh yeah.
show.
Yeah, I like when we do the week breaks sometimes because when everybody comes back, we're all like super excited because we got a bunch of
Especially
stuff.
We all
with
got
a
stuff to
major
talk
trip.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it like if it's just because life happens, it's it's so exciting because it's like, oh well, but we you know the
We
that
have
extra
stuff to talk
energy.
about.
Yeah.
um, let's see. Yeah, what have we gone through? Auburn lost the sex tournament,
Yep.
No.
but
Very
it's
sad.
okay. We
What a
didn't lose
win.
first round, and that's really what matters. I mean, we lost to a top 5 team. What are you gonna do? We got the number one overall
Right.
seed. Games start right now. Actually, I'm gonna be watching that while we do this show. The first game of tonight is actually who we play in a few days, so it does matter.
Okay.
It's I think it's like Alabama State versus something else. I don't even know. But
I forgot I have that somewhere in like a memes folder where it says Auburn wins sex tournament.
oh yeah, that's a classic. It's like top 5 typos of all time. Let's see. We had the whole state exploded with tornadoes. That was cool.
Yep.
Like the
it-
whole
it-
southwest region.
Yeah,
of
really.
East.
Well, Southwest too. Apparently, there was one in Arizona that was really bad. I think it was Arizona.
Basically, just all the South exploded all at once.
Yeah.
Or I guess over a couple days.
There's this whole thing of infighting in the weather community because there was a tornado in Diaz, Arizona, which I think qualifies technically as an EF5, but meteorologists don't like to declare things in EF5 anymore because the scales changed and it's a bunch of pedantic BS. The point is that there was an almost 200-mile-an-hour tornado in Diaz, Arizona last week.
Dang.
So that's the only reason I found out about it is because I'm in one stupid weather meme subreddit and it's all they're talking about right now is how they won't call it an EF5. And that's a problem.
Oh, but hey, the super dangerous thing. No, you can't say that.
Yeah, it's a high-end
It's not-
EF4 is what they're calling it. And I've loved reading all this stuff because I didn't realize how many people like really care. I don't know. It's like when we get stuck arguing about some stupid pedantic thing about the Wii U from 7 years ago.
Mhm.
Like somebody else I'm sure has had that thought listening to us, and that's exactly what I had reading that stuff. Like, man, I didn't know people cared. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in the case of tornadoes, it might actually affect people's lives.
Yeah.
Because they might not care that it's an EF4, but
Well,
yeah,
that's
that
the
one
thing.
number-
They're weaponizing like, oh, you don't. Nobody should wish for an EF5 because an EF5. Like, why would you wish for more people to die? And everyone's like, we're not wishing for an EF5. The tornado already happened. We're trying to use our categories correctly. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I mean, look at the way Florida does their whole little scale during the fall, right? But my brain is not working.
Yeah, I was gonna say you used like 6 times trying to come up with this. Can we help you out? Is it a hurricane thing?
The water hurricanes.
The water hurricanes. So hurricanes. Typhoons? Typhoons don't exist in this half of the
Wait,
globe, right?
Wait,
Water hurricanes. You're really oh.
Ooh,
It's like the spark chain.
Can you tell? Yeah, exactly. we got a story about that too. Can you tell that I drove all night last night? Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I mean,
Okay.
You seem clear
Out
as
of it.
glass, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But like well, it's it's only one or two. Like that's still gonna damage things.
Yeah.
but like people don't care because it's only a 1 or 2, you know.
Yeah, it's messy. Whatever.
Very.
All right, let's get into the games here. Xenoblade Chronicles X releases this week. Again.
Let's go.
Again.
Well, it released
Yeah, the
once already.
definitive edition where they added a 20-hour epilogue.
Oh.
So yeah, that comes out. Glad to finally see that game break out of the Wii U chains. I didn't think Xenoblade Chronicles X was gonna beat Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, but here we are.
I didn't think Xenoblade Chronicles X was going to happen because they talked about how hard it would be because of how they built it up.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
neither.
'cause
Because I was like, they can't do Xenoblade X before Zelda.
But it's also one of the few games that properly, like especially late games, that properly utilizes the gamepad.
Yeah.
Wind Waker does, but it's early on. Twilight Princess uses her inventory map stamps, I think.
Nice to haves, but not
Yeah.
Yeah.
The map
nothing more
is
than
really
that.
nice just to have right down there and switching on the fly.
Pokemon. Skipped a line. Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. I did read this.
No.
What does
This-
that mean?
That means that
Woo.
they want you to be able to talk to whatever her name is from Horizon, or
Aloy.
yeah, or
I
Kratos.
don't know about that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't really know if Kratos is like the kind of guy to have a good sit-down conversation with in the first place, but
Yeah.
you get the point.
The video leaked somewhere, but I haven't seen like a recording myself.
Honestly, that sounds like one of those things that you say so that investors who think that AI is going to be
No,
end all be all.
it's
Yeah.
investor video that leaked.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the kind of that's what I'm saying though, is that's the kind of thing you tell investors because AI is the hot ticket item right now.
Yeah, you get a couple people to fart around on a screen for a little bit to make a character say something, and you record it, and then you send it to the investors so your stock price goes up. And then once you do that, you throw away everything you made on the video because AI characters aren't going to work, at least right now. I don't think.
Nah.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Those corporate
Ooh,
garbage.
I've been ready to talk about this one. Pokemon Legends ZA's visuals, quote, aren't great, say former Nintendo marketing leads, but hope Switch 2 could allow Game Freak to, quote, go back to the drawing board and add more detail to future RPGs.
That they ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, like when you say the visuals aren't great, that could mean a lot of things, which sucks because like I'm not gonna bitch if the textures on things are kind of cartoony and kind of cel shaded because the Switch isn't very powerful and that's kind of what you have to do. I'm not gonna complain about that, but if the visuals also include how it's going to be running at 20 FPS the whole time again, then that's like not like
An actual issue.
maybe we could improve it in the future. Guys, come
No,
on.
that's
Stop.
that's an engine overhaul.
Yeah, seriously. Like
Dude.
I'm sure the Switch 2 could allow you to upgrade your textures, but let's work on the frame rate first. And if the visuals stay poor, then that's whatever.
Do we really think Game Freak's gonna make a new engine that would run better?
No.
Game Freak's
That's
best
why I
skills
love
was
that
in
they're
2D.
like, go back to the drawing board as if this isn't a huge company that's been making video games for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what's it's like they're
Almost 30.
talking to them as if Pokemon Legends Arceus was their first game or their second game. They're like, man, they didn't quite get it, but they could improve on it. No, guys, they aren't a toddler.
It's
They're
it's
Pokemon
like,
is a grown ass man.
They
true.
could
It's like game dev
easily hire
tycoon, where it's
people.
just like they're like, this game, man, they could do a return to form with some improvements, some polish, and it's like, it's Pokemon. There aren't going to be improvements.
Yeah, I think
It
we've
is.
lost the plot. I think we truly have lost the plot on Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Or they have.
Look,
Somebody here has. Somebody's not paying
Look, it
attention
might
to
be
what's going
me.
on.
I might be the weird one that just doesn't like low frame rate games, and I could be wrong, but
They sell.
No,
apparently.
somebody's
Someone's
lost the
got-
plot.
No, but someone has the plot. They're
Well, who is it?
remaking the fan remake of Pokemon Coliseum in 2D.
Mm,
They
that guy's
got
got
the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ROM hack makers of Pokemon games that keep Gen 3 and Gen 4 alive to this day. Those people got the plot because those are some good
They have
games.
the
I've
plot.
actually been meaning to try a couple of those.
The
The good ones, not the ones with like the little girls and stuff, not the weird stuff.
yeah.
I just want more old Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They released a picture of what are their names? Wes and Ryu standing in Phoenix City for the 2D remake,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got me really excited. Like I might actually play a rock hack for once.
If you can do it before they take it down.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
Well, they have to
get-
actually finish the game.
Yeah, you got to be quick about it.
Mhm.
Let's see. Former Xbox executive says that Microsoft would stop making hardware if it could.
Correct. We all know it.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really like the crux of what we've been talking about when it comes to Xbox for a few years now. It's like they're going the cloud path, and if they could do the cloud path harder than they are right now, they would. But they can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's. I mean. Let's see. Invest in hardware that never makes its money back, or force everyone into streaming.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder.
Here's a cut out of that article that sums it up most of the thing. I still say if they had the choice, would they make hardware? No. Would they be delighted if they could be a multi-hundred-billion-dollar entity delivering content directly to your television, to whatever monitor you choose to play on? You bet they would. In the classically Netflix model, if you will, you just select and then you say, who's playing this? There's 5,000 people playing this. I'm going to jump in right now. No latency, no lag, you're in, and there doesn't need to be a box between you and your controller and your TV set. That is ideally what Microsoft wants because they don't have to deal with any hardware and they get all the money.
Yep. The
Sounds
thing
like a
is,
dream.
we're not at a point where we can do that.
I mean, we are.
And
You just got to live in the right place and, make enough money to afford good internet. But, like, why would you want to? I don't know. Like, that's not something people just. It's not like a console versus PC debate. It's like a. If you only kind of give a shit and you have money, I guess. I don't know. What's the market? That's always
people
been
that
my
like
thing.
Stadia. People that like Stadia.
My dad, my father, he bought Amazon Luna.
Did he really?
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know if he.
Yeah.
I don't know what came out of that. I assume it's he gave the controller away, but he's never spoken to me about it again. Since like when he first got it, he was really excited. I think he just hyper focused on it for like 2 weeks, and then it was
Well,
all
wasn't there a
gone.
problem with the controller?
Maybe
there's a problem with it. It's Amazon, so like they had what 5 games.
I mean,
Ooh.
it could totally be that. He could have also just gotten frustrated with it and returned it and not told me about it because I can totally see that happening.
And anytime you see him, you're just like, who the fuck cares? It's Luna.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you about Luna.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 is making a big change to how Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 works. I I hate that I have to read this. The original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 career is being replaced with time-based challenges. So the game is gone. I'm not buying it anymore. I'm out. I'm out, dude. Way to ruin it with one sentence. I was so mad when I first saw this news, dude.
Yeah, no, like because that was an article from that we would have had on the last last week's
Yeah.
show. We'd had it,
Yeah.
and I'm just because you were mad then. Like,
Yeah, like I was
oof.
mad then. Now I'm just disappointed because I'm like now I'm just
Real.
not gonna buy it. I was gonna be. I don't buy games like this. These multi-platform big advertised titles. I don't buy that many of those, especially at launch.
Mm.
Like for full
But
price, and I was totally
if
gonna
it
do
was a
that for this.
if it was a faithful remake, fine. The
Yeah,
fact that they're
not
just
even
like,
just fine. Give it to
"Mm,"
me. Take my money, dude. That's what I've been begging for.
but they're like, well, what if we give you 4, but in the style of the other ones?
Yo, got any good skating games? We have abysmal
No.
dog shit.
Are
We
you
had
good
to
at
change
games?
it.
No.
They just had to change it. Yeah, it's
They had to change it because that would have meant more development time.
What if?
just copy and
theory.
paste the game.
No. No.
Like
They need their own spin on a beloved game.
their own spin.
Their terrible spin.
This
on
version
a
of Tony
beloved
Hawk's
game.
Pro Skater 4 is basically like if Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 was turned into an Xbox Series S. Okay, stick with me through this headline. Ghost hunting, pornography, and interactive art. The weird afterlife of Xbox Kinect.
What?
Apparently, Xbox Kinect is being used for some quite interesting things. Ghost hunting, I can see because it's got like IR cameras and stuff.
And people
Uh,
would claim when it came out, they were like, "There's a ghost in my house," because it would pick up the things.
Yeah, like people don't understand that light can bounce off things other than people and reflect back.
No.
No,
It's the
no,
ghost.
That's not how that works.
Let's see.
Disney uses it. I think I've talked about that before though.
Theo
They use it-
Watson, the co-founder of Design.io, a creative studio specializing in interactive installations, many of which use depth cameras, including the Kinect. Quote, when the Kinect came out, it was really like a dream situation. We probably have 10 plus installations around the world that have Kinects tracking people right now. The gaming use of the Kinect was a blip.
That's crazy,
That's
dude.
the funniest sentence in
Watson speaks about the Kinect, which turns 15 this year, with rare relish. Quote, I cannot stop talking about depth cameras, he adds. It's my passion. This guy's tism is Kinects. We found it. We found him. Somebody get him on this show right now. There's a guy that dorks out over Xbox Kinects. He's got to be on the show.
there. We would like to talk to you.
I would
please.
be honored
Oh,
to have
yeah.
to be blessed with your appearance. That's a crazy tism. I love that.
Which is saying a lot because we are an
I mean,
obsessive group.
Look, I didn't say ours weren't. I'm just saying Kinect specifically, that's wild. Let's see.
The whole
trying to
podcast would just be picking his brain. What's your favorite game?
So it doesn't matter what his favorite game is. He cares. He already said the gaming portion of it was a blip.
It has watched over the Korean demilitarized zone, worked on topography and patient alignment in CT scanners. Reports have emerged of it being used in airport baggage halls, as a security camera in Newark Liberty International Airport's Terminal C. United Airlines has declined to comment on that, by the way. And even to gamify training for the U.S. military. It has been attached to drones, to rescue robots, and even found a brief application in pornography.
That's crazy.
I'm not going
Um,
to discuss this further because I try to be kid friendly here, but I will read the first line of this next paragraph.
friendly-ish.
Uh, Look, we say shit, but we don't talk about porn.
True.
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference.
Mhm.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
anyone had a firm vision of what interactive sex involving the Kinect would be, end quote, says Kyle Machulis, founder of, I'm not reading that, and another
Yeah,
member of the
don't
Open
skip.
Kinect team. Founder of a certain website, something.io. It's a device that I don't really want to talk about,
Let's
but
stop there.
there's a device and
Um,
it's in the title. So yeah, and we're good with that. But apparently, Kinect can be used for interactive sex, whatever that means. That terrifies me. No, babe, the
uh,
Kinect stays on during sex.
no, the Connect is the sex, apparently.
Oh,
Oh, I understand now. I really don't. Please don't explain this to me.
More of a futurist
I,
marketing role than for actual consumer use. In that role, it was successful because Microsoft banned.
yeah.
look,
Microsoft took the leap to develop a camera that was cheap enough for people to buy. That's the point. Those depth
that's
cameras were
crazy.
really expensive before the Kinect came out. That's really cool. I'm glad to see
Yeah,
the Kinect is thriving. And in its
It's
own
used
lane,
for
it's flourishing. It chose the wrong career path, but it corrected, and
yeah.
it's having success. And it
used
doesn't have to
for
rely on that.
everything but games.
Everything, yeah, because Disney uses it for Peter Pan, at least at Disney World. And apparently some companies use it for porn.
No, it
Why
specifically says they can't because it's banned.
they did use it for porn then, but a wide variety, not in the gaming
I think
industry.
my favorite is that there's one that's used. There's some used for security in an actual airport, and United Airlines refusing to comment on it. That's awesome. Our flight
uh
security involves Kinects.
Connects, with their uh outdated
It
cameras.
just
Yep,
seems
yep.
so wrong, but I love it.
Well, I
That's
mean,
an awesome
think about it like
story.
this though, right? Like those are a dime a dozen now. So like if you really wanted to fit out an airport or something, that's how you save some money right there.
Yeah, it seems like we're, walking along a ridge and off the cliffside is schizophrenia with this discussion because now I'm starting to get concerned about the Commonwealth having access to death camera technology like this.
Yeah.
It's almost concerning, don't you think? Like, I don't
Yep,
know if we should have access to this.
probably. You know, can't trust people.
I guess I think the saving grace is that it's not USB. At least the original one wasn't. I don't know if the Xbox One was, but I don't know. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Sega is promising fewer new games but deeper investments in Sonic, Atlas, and Like a Dragon. That's
Mm,
fine.
Mhm.
that's fine, but like you promised Crazy Taxi.
Well, that's not a new game though.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
Also, how many companies really make new IP like frequently? You know,
They're too scared to because everything's got to be AAA. But if we would do more AA, we could,
get more IP like Astro
yeah, give
or
them. Asher's not really AA, but like in that sense of like,
something
Double A
fresh.
scope, triple A execution, but double A scope.
yeah,
It's a basic 2D platformer. There's nothing wrong with
okay,
that.
yeah,
It does exactly what it's trying to do, but it's not a 200-hour open world crazy fest.
Mm,
I feel like we would do good if we dedicated like 25% of game development to games that are for the Game Boy Advance.
yeah, that sort of level.
Yeah. Just like basic 5-hour games.
Especially the further we get into other companies actually doing their own handheld consoles again. Like what I don't need every single game on the Switch or the Steam Deck or uh whatever the hell else the other companies are doing. I don't actually care. Um uh to be, Breath of the Wild or God of War, like give me something short and tight that I can just beat while, I'm on a plane or something.
Bite
I
size.
don't know if you could beat
Yeah.
No
Astro in a
way.
plane. So that
Well,
Dreams.
kind of gets
Alex, I
your
see where
idea.
you say that because that sounds like Vomit City for you. Um, and honestly, for me too, a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't feel good thinking
Yeah,
about it, but they could. I mean, by bite size, I mean like you can take a bite and walk away. Astrobot, play a level, play 2 levels, pop out.
yeah.
No,
You're good.
definitely.
You don't have to like sit down and
Like the way that
spend an hour
3DS
figuring out
games
what you were
should
doing.
have been designed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not not something like don't give me something like Dark Moon where I'm gonna have to spend
Levels are
30,
40 minutes
40, yeah,
long.
Yeah.
on a handheld
Like,
console. Yeah. Just something I can pick up and put down.
put down whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I'll always take like a solid short game over like an okay-ish long game.
Um,
Short games for main
we've got a
goated.
similar flavor question for the end of the show. I think actually.
Okay.
We'll see if we
Bet,
get there. Um,
bet.
Silent Hill transmission set for March 13th with new Silent Hill F details.
Interesting.
Which wait, that was last week because we're 2 weeks. I read
Oops.
March 13th and was like, wait. So
Wait, that
Silent
date
Hill.
Oh
sounds
yeah, there
familiar.
is info out about that. That's my bad.
I got it. Let's see. Choices will matter. Um, it's set. It's got a Japanese setting, which is meant to return the franchise to
1960.
their roots. Um, the new Otherworld is meant to be beautiful and scary in equal measure.
Hmm.
Um,
Do we know anything about that?
it's got a bunch of content warnings and
About 1960s Japan.
um, yeah, trying to see over on the ESRB website. Silent Hill F garnered a mature 17 plus rating for blood and gore, intense violence, partial nudity. None of that by itself is terribly surprising, but it's the rating summary that offers some more detail. Quote, this is a survival horror action game in which players assume the role of a student confronting supernatural entities in a 1960s Japanese mountain town. From a third person perspective, players explore the town, solve puzzles, interact with characters, and battle enemy creatures, humanoid monsters, mutants, and mythical creatures, etc. Players use axes, crowbars, knives, and spears to defend against and kill enemy creatures in melee style combat. Blood splatter effects occur frequently as characters are attacked. Several areas depict large bloodstains in the environment and near corpses. Some enemy attacks can result in the player's character getting impaled in the neck and or getting their faces ripped apart.
Crazy.
Cutscenes sometimes depict gore and more intense acts of violence. A character burned alive inside of a cage, a woman branded by a hot iron, entrails and sinew displayed on serving platters and fantastical or celebration ceremony type fashion, a character sawing her own arm off, a character slicing off portions of a character's face during a ritual. Concept art depicts a nude mannequin like character with exposed buttocks and partially exposed breasts. The character appears in a creature like form throughout the game. Okay, so Silent Hill F chose violence. It
And lots of
seems.
it.
Faces ripped apart, hot irons, and a character sawing off their arm certainly paints a gruesome picture. You said it, IGN. So yeah, it looks like they're not kidding about this new Silent Hill game. I know that's kind of traumatizing to read out loud explicitly, but that's the kind of content that Silent Hill kind of needs. Honestly, that's kind of what it's about, right?
Oh yeah.
It kind of looks like Fatal Frame Silent Hill.
That would be interesting. United States Atari Corporation parts store still open after 41 years has spent $100,000 plus designing new parts. Last original Atari hardware launched 32 years ago.
Dang.
Chad, that's awesome.
That's goaded.
Yep.
People like that are what
Probably-
keeps the retro community alive for real. It's people like that
True.
putting in the work. That's why we have so much nice stuff today with the emulators and like the Analog Pocket and all that stuff, the Mister and all these like shells, these console shells you can buy online for like $20. It's all just people still making like that. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
sometimes they just find the old molds for them and ship them to China and say, "Build me some."
Either or.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth won Game of the Year award for the Famitsu Dengeki Game Awards 2024. Also, Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster sales top 5 million. The Final Fantasy series sales top 200 million. I didn't realize they were tracking that totality. That's kind of cool.
That is wild. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Let's go.
Monopoly Go maker pays $3.5 billion to buy Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, Monster Hunter Now, and their developers from Niantic. So Niantic is bowing out of the games business.
Well,
Interesting.
give it a couple of years. All those devs will have left, and the games will we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't
Indeed.
because I can't imagine that Pokemon or Nintendo would allow Pokemon Go or Pikmin Bloom to do anything that's going to tarnish the brand.
Yeah.
For sure.
But oof, feel like could have sold out to a better company and not one
Yeah.
not one known for forcing ads down everyone's throats.
Mhm.
Baldur's Gate 3 director says single player games are not dead, they just have to be good. Well, yeah.
Real. Yeah.
Personally, for me, all the games I play have to be good for me to keep playing them. I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm
Oh,
like, like
let me play this multiplayer game. It's it's like fucking goat sim multiplayer, whatever the fuck. And it's like, is this good? Is there a reason everyone's playing it? No, it just
yeah.
like I feel like that's the key difference between single and multiplayer, though, is that especially now with how prevalent social media is, all you have to do is go, hey, look, here's a multiplayer game that everyone's playing. Don't you want to be part of it? And single player,
Don't you want
don't you want to be part of the multiplayer experience? But with single player, you don't have to, do that. You actually have to have the game be good enough that people, want to play it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
also companies are like, man, people stop playing our game. Yes, that's what people do.
Yes, that's how it works. The game is not supposed to go on forever. Please.
Yeah, games aren't subscriptions, dog. They're games.
Yeah. Not like
People just
what
mad
was I
that they
gonna
don't
say?
have the success that Stardew Valley does of just like somehow still being alive, even though it's been a
Mhm.
decade. And there hasn't really been that many updates. Like 1.6 was now, so there's been six major updates in 10 years.
6 major updates. Yeah.
And that game stayed alive. And there wasn't multiplayer for a long time.
Yeah, because like the thing is like the game is like for me especially, like a game has to be really good for me to buy it at full price. Like at this point, I really don't buy it.
Either that or I have to trust the devs.
Yeah. I don't like genuinely like I don't remember the last game I didn't buy like on a sale.
That's a good question. I wonder what mine was.
Mm, Mine was Mario Party.
I don't even know. All right, on to Collector's Corner. Cameron has one thing he's going to do before we spin the wheel. There's something important, so we're going to see what this is, and then we will spin the wheel like normal. So what you got, Cameron? Let's go! That's a VR
Guess the
one, though,
price.
right?
That is a
Yes.
VR one.
VR
Guess the
one.
price before we show
$50.
up. Cool.
Actually, that's really close.
That's really close.
I was like, yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, how much would Cameron pay for a VR headset? $50? Yeah, he paid $50.
30.
$30. Wow.
30.
That's
Yeah.
a steal.
Came with just about everything.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we tested it on the PS4 Pro at home. Fully functions. There's a couple minor hiccups, but
There's
what you
basically
gonna do?
always a couple minor hiccups with VR anyway, so
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
the fact
Like,
that
are
you
you
bought
really
a full
gonna
set for $30 and it works, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty good.
Like, I think the only thing missing, because obviously we have no idea which version of the VR one this is. The only thing that guaranteed to be missing is like the earbuds.
Mm.
I don't know if I'd want to use earbuds anyways.
It only matters if you need surround sound.
Yeah. And if I need
Which-
surround sound, I've got this.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Sony headphones already do. So
Yeah, and they because we had them VR on and the headphones on, it was working perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed that it fully functioned, especially for 30, because it
Yeah,
was
for
like,
$30, can't hate that. So I assume
Yeah, no.
you guys bought some VR games, and that's why we needed to do this first.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
Okay. Who we got? Who's up first? No way. Me again?
That is wild.
that's crazy.
That's wild.
Evidence? I promise I'm not making it up. What's that, like 3 in a row?
Time's going first. Yeah, this is 3 in a row for you.
Wow.
I feel like the wheel does like you though.
Well, yeah, but it likes him on both sides.
It's very bipolar. It either loves me or hates me. There's no in
Grant's
between.
got 31.4% first right now.
Man.
None of our guests have ever gotten
All of
to go
that's because
first.
of me. I just want to make that clear. None of this is RNG or anything. This is all just from my awesomeness and effort.
Yes. None of our guests have ever gotten to go first. It is only the core group.
Dang.
Yeah, this wheel is kind of harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, just a smidge.
Oh, well.
I mean,
I like
it's
it
the
that way.
Google Slides wheel, right?
It is literally wheelofnames.com. It's the first website that comes up when you Google spin the wheel.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay, so going back 2 weeks, I sent this in the Discord already, but I reshelled a DS Lite completely,
Yeah.
100%, not a single issue on the thing, all clean. Look at that. It does show fingerprints pretty bad, which is one thing I hate, and also I can't use my clear shell that I had on the old DS before I put this one on because it's like slightly too small now. This marker one is like 0.1 millimeters bigger, so it doesn't fit.
Interesting.
But I'm not really that worried about it anyway. It's very nice. I chose a black D-pad with the white and blue button combo, and then I did red shoulder buttons. I thought that fit best with the aesthetic of a Pokedex. I've also got a blue volume slider and a white power thingy. They gave me a full set of all the colors, so I could just kind of mix and match
Nice.
what I wanted. I've got new screens. I've got a glass capacitive touchscreen now for the digitizer panel, so no more scratches there. I've got a new lens on the top panel, so now both screens aren't yellow at all anymore. The screens look fresh out of 2006, which is kind of my main goal with this. Um, and yeah, it's great. I got a new battery in here. I got a bunch of stuff on my R4 cart set up. It really is a true success. I'm very proud and excited about this. It was also very hard,
go.
and I had to step away a few times because I thought I was going to punch my desk. It gets
Fair
very
enough.
frustrating working on small microelectronics like this, but the tutorial that I found is a guy that I've actually followed on Instagram for like a decade because he does retro stuff like this, and he said he had like reshelled a million different DS lights, so he finally wanted to make a tutorial on it, and he kept repeating over and over again, take your time, step away from now to like take a break, do this right because you will break stuff if you aren't careful. um, but yeah,
Totally fair.
so that went off basically without a hitch. It went together really well, no issues, and I'm super happy about it. I ordered some sockets for batteries. I grabbed this game in particular because it's easy to see with the clear shell, but I did it on all the ones that have it. So now I've got a bunch of games upgraded with battery sockets and proper Panasonic lithium batteries, so they should last for quite a while. I still need to order the bigger ones for the older Pokemon games, but everything that I could update, I have updated. And
Nice.
the big
Good.
ticket item as my celebration for getting a bonus at work and something I've wanted. I've done it. This is
Legit copy of Leaf Green.
Pokemon Emerald.
Ooh,
I've
wait,
had Leaf Green for a while.
I couldn't see which one it was. I saw the green, but I couldn't read it
That's fair.
because
Yeah,
I didn't have you maximized.
it's
Yeah, okay, I see it now.
and
Yeah.
it's also got one of those battery sockets in it. Luckily those fit in here too. So it's got a. That's the first thing I did. I got a little cheaper because it had a dead battery in it, so I put the socket in here. But that's not even the icing on the cake. Is that I also got this with it, the official
Ooh.
manual, and it's clean. Look at that staple, no tears, no rips, no nothing, no bends, no
Damn.
folds. Beautiful manual right here. I got it total. It was 215, which I'm not very comfortable admitting, but that as I mean, I got the bonus first. That's why I got it. Let's be clear. And also, normally for the manual to come with the game, that would easily be like 275 and up.
Yeah.
So
I
very
guess it's $60 off because of the battery.
yeah. And a lot of people don't even take off for the battery anymore because it's like such a common thing to fix, and most of them you see are already replaced with batteries because they can charge more.
Mhm.
But yeah, I scroll through eBay probably once every 2 to 3 weeks for 30 minutes, just scrolling on whatever's on my mind. And Pokemon Emerald shuffles through that list pretty frequently. And I'm always disappointed in what I found. But that time I found that listing and I was like, for real? I could steal a lot of money, but it's way undervalued. And fuck, I got a bonus. I'll make an excuse. I don't care. I can afford it.
Fair enough.
So I also the one piece I'm missing to this is I'm fixing my stupid Pokemon cases up there that don't look the same and all have different colors and stuff. I'm fixing that. I bought new cases. They're on the way to match everything. And I also was like, I need to order cases ASAP because now I have this manual. I need to protect that. So I've got cases coming for Sapphire, Emerald, Leaf Green, Fire Red, Mystery Dungeon, and Pokemon Pinball. And I don't even have Pokemon Pinball yet, but you get discounts for buying cases in bulk, and I got a big discount for adding one more. And I was like, well, I'm going to want it eventually. I put it with the Pokemon games, so why not?
Yep.
So those
have
cases all
Pinball.
come in. Hopefully by this time next week, I can have them, and this corner of the shelf will be way nicer to look at.
Consistent.
And then after that, the only thing I'll be missing, I think, is Soul Silver.
Nice.
Dang.
So yeah, I'm as giddy as a kid right now for real. Playing this, I spent some time just like flipping through the manual. When's the last time you guys looked at a Game Boy Advance manual of any kind?
Um,
Way too long.
Probably whenever I
Shoot,
last
3
had my
years
hands
ago?
on them.
Yeah, we've got a couple
It's
around
not.
the house. So when I was cleaning up the basement, I had my hands
It's
on
not
a
often.
few and I read them.
Yeah, I have I already had a few too. Like this isn't my first manual, but flipping through it last night, I was like, I don't think, despite already having some manuals, I've never like looked through a GBA manual. These things are weird.
Mhm.
And they're super inconsistent across the globe too, like the format of these manuals, which I find
Yep.
interesting. But yeah, so read through that. I guess it makes sense to say I've been playing a decent amount of Pokemon Emerald. As much as I've tried to get myself to go back to White 2, I don't think I'm going to be able to make myself finish that game because the only real thing that's different is the story, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care enough.
In the starting town.
I've played like the first 3 gym badges worth, and that's when it hit me that most of
You're
this experience
basically
is going to be the same. I don't need to do this. Uh, like
it's
I can come
certainly
back
better
if I
than
wanted a
like
story, but
uh Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is literally the same up until the end. That game could have been DLC. Black and White 2 could not really have been DLC. But
oh yeah, I guess I don't have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in my collection, but I kind of feel like I'm making a statement by not putting those in that collection, and I think I'm gonna keep it that way, honestly.
fair.
I
Fair,
might do
fair.
it one day for completeness sake, but also like, fuck those games,
But
dude.
not if they're gonna be fucking expensive. Also,
Yeah, no.
anything like that would actually be interesting about those games, that it's either at the end of the game with Rainbow Rocket, which is again bullshit. It should have been that could have been DLC, or uh was downloadable content that you have long since missed. Well, I think people have made ways to get said content. I don't know how it works though.
I have found so yesterday when I was working on getting my save file from my flash cart to this cartridge, which I did, by the way. Also, the person that owned this cart before me put like 800 hours into the game and had a level 100 Rayquaza. So I
Crap.
backed up their save file. You bet I've got that shit. I'm gonna put that on
You're
an
like,
emulator. I'm gonna steal those Pokemon. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right?
I'm gonna play the
Hell
game.
yeah.
I'm gonna play the game proper first. But whenever I need a Rayquaza or whatever, they have all sorts of stuff. Like whenever I need a random Pokemon, I'll be like, oh, just go to that crazy person's save file that has 800 hours in Emerald and steal it from there. But while I was doing that, I found that we are so not privy to the hacking scene in Pokemon, y'all. You guys, we there's people making all sorts of homebrew apps for all the consoles that can just craft fake save data on the fly. You can build save data of like Pokebanks and anything you want for any game in like 5 minutes. It's crazy how much just public open source software people have made that's explicitly for editing and screwing with Pokemon save files.
Yep.
I probably went to half a dozen GitHub pages just yesterday about different things I could do going down the rabbit hole. Um, so that's why I was like, let me pull that save up there, maybe do some experimenting too. Um, so yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of abandoning White 2. I'm pivoting as much as I wanted to force myself to play it. I've realized now
It-
that is not
It's really hard
necessary.
to force yourself to play it.
Well, like I was doing pretty well until I realized that I wasn't going to get anything new out of it. Like it was motivation enough thinking there was new stuff, and I know there's new stuff, but not enough for me to want
It's
to play it.
mostly like
Do you have
it's
the
mostly the connection with the first 2 games and Black 2.
yeah,
Like
do you have that
that's
turned on?
Yeah, I do.
that's the most new content.
I'll
Like
get back
outside
around
of the
to it.
story.
I'll get back around to it. That's kind of why I have it on a
But
flash cart, so I'll have it available to pick at. But
like
um,
the I feel like the main thing is that Pokemon, like Gen 5 is probably where Pokemon's story actually peaked, but that does not mean that it's not a slog to go through when you're putting, white and black and White 2 Black 2 back to back
yeah,
instead of having them spread out like they would have been. when you were originally playing them 10,
Um,
15 years ago.
so all that to say, I'm pivoting back to Emerald. I played a decent amount of that. I will now be putting some images in the chat that I took yesterday, and I really wanted to send them, but I waited until now to tell you guys about Emerald. But I've been doing some photo shoots. I know you guys already know I have that reshelled GBA that is Rayquaza colored. So I've just been having a blast taking cute little photos.
Oh, dude.
Um, it's a match made in heaven, really.
Nice.
No, that's so sick.
Um, so yeah, I've been playing that. I'm at Flannery. I've been trying to play as genuinely as possible. Don't Google things. Go in with my still limited Pokemon knowledge. What can I cook up? I cooked up some dog ass, is what I did. I realized I needed the water type. I picked Combuskin, or yeah, Torchic. Thank you.
Torchic.
Torchic. And I've been using Lombre, but Lombre doesn't learn any water moves right now. So I was like, I need something water. I tried to go in without anything water. It didn't work out that great. I got close to the end, but it's just not going to work. I'm either going to need more levels or something water. So I went and got a Magikarp. I was like, oh, bro, I want a Gyarados anyway. I love using Gyarados. Let me get another one of those. Spent the time to train his ass up to level 20 to get a Gyarados. Then looked it up and realized that you don't learn any water moves at level 20. And I was like, I am not training this stupid Gyarados anymore if I don't get a water power up for like 20 more levels or something. I was like, screw that. So I gave up and I'm using Meryl because it's a water type. It already knows water moves. And I could not care less for Meryl. Meryl as a Pokemon is like milk toast to me. But it's my only option. So I'm breaking out of my comfort zone and I'm using Meryl to beat this gym.
And then promptly putting it back in the box where it came from.
Back in the box, and then I'm gonna get Lombre to learn a water move, so I can just move past that. Outside of that, I have. Oh yeah, I got a Steam card for free from work through a very convoluted process.
Nice.
The same one that I did last time, but again.
We have finally implemented the new program for rewards, and I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to use because I have $20 in rewards because they were going to burn at the end of the month. So like, all right, my teammate, I give you $20, you give me $20. Boom. We're a two-man team. We're the only people on the team. So like,
I've done that.
How else are we gonna do the money?
I did that before. One time, they're like, the budget got opened to send stuff, and I had coworkers just sending me stuff like, "This guy's such a great guy," and I'd send him one back, be like, "This guy's such a great guy." We're just giving each other money.
I was like, he's been a critical part of our efforts, and his manager came in and was like, "I can't wait to hear about what you did." And I'm like, I didn't mean for that to happen.
Oh no, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
So I used that timed pretty well with the current sale on Steam right now to get all of the Resident Evil remakes for free, including all of the DLC for all of the games. They had those packs on sale. It was like $40 each. So I got Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, all the DLCs for all those games, and Resident Evil Resistance, which I don't even know what that is. But so now that I have those on PC, I tried them on Steam Deck. They work great on Steam Deck. That's a great fit for those games. I tried it on my PC to see how well my PC can run those games in comparison to my PS5. I've kind of been sleeping on the power of my graphics card. I didn't. It's really good. It works super well. And I've been using it to kind of give some robustness testing to my big picture mode setup with the TV. So
Nice.
Now, as long it doesn't always work right because I'm still figuring some stuff out. But currently, I can take a controller, turn it on, it will instantly connect to my PC. All I have to do is place press the home button or the PlayStation button or whatever, Steam Big Picture Mode will instantly open up on that TV and change the main display to that TV, and then it's basically a console. So
Nice.
That's pretty good.
I gave it some testing with that. Worked great. Played some Outer Wilds, played some Stardew Valley, played some Lego Indiana Jones. There's my rare one. I tried to play Peggle, realized they don't have controller support on PC for Peggle, got disinterested and left. I bought Hollow Knight, Clickmage, Dredge, Firewatch, Northgard, and Clock Tower Rewind with my remaining money
Damn.
from the gift card. Yeah, I mean, it sounds
It-
like a lot, but like Clickmage was $4, Firewatch was $4, Northgard was $4. The only ones that were
It really helps that they were all on sale.
yeah, Dredge was 10. Clock Tower was the most expensive at 13, I think. So a lot of names, but you know, all on sale. They're all kind of old at this point, except like Dredge and Clock Tower. Played some Cold War. I've been playing zombies for a few weeks. I'm tired of talking, so even if I missed something, I'm giving up. I'm doing too much stuff to talk about, so
Real.
I'm done now.
It's been that's what happens when it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, who cares if
yeah.
I missed anything else? Ooh, it's super close. Alex is up. Damn, Cooper, you almost had
Let's
it
go. All right.
by like 2
Uh,
pixels.
Obviously, I've played a lot of Pirate Yakuza. Who is surprised? Nobody. I'm gonna sim what I bought. Give me a sec. Discord's acting. Okay, podcast. Good. I bought Until Dawn Rush of Blood, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game, PlayStation Move controllers for the VR, that Welcome to PS3 and PlayStation Network cost me $5, and it says not for resale.
What is that
So
the center disc?
Yeah, no idea what it is, but I did
Welcome
buy
to
it.
PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Network. I bet that is the most dry video ever manufactured in relation to the PlayStation. But it's really cool. I love little things like that. It's like
Not
it's
for
basically a
resale.
demo disc, right?
Yeah.
Right,
I love
think
things,
so.
things like
yeah.
that. That's cool.
But like a movie. I've
Yeah.
told Cameron we've got to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, you got to watch it
Um,
first and make sure you're knowing what you're doing with that PS3, and then upload it to YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Got to make sure you
the-
understand PlayStation Network.
The Spider-Man
true.
book they gave me for free because she was like, "It's a quarter. You can just have it." All right, cool.
Thanks, lady.
Yeah. And I bought. There were at that store. There was 2 Wii Remote
Covers.
PS
sleeves.
Move.
So
Oh, okay.
the PS Move controllers. One was from GameStop. One was from Game Exchange. And they cost very different prices. But yeah, 2 Wii Remote covers. Okay. Pirate Yakuza, Marvel Rivals, Astrobot for the weekly thing. I don't remember if I talked about it because I don't think it was out at the time, so I bought Split Fiction. I bought. Sony had like a collection of like multiplayer games on sale, like Degrees of Separation, some game called Scully, Telsgrad, and its sequel. So I bought that because they've started bundling things when they've got sales. And we played a lot of Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is the VR Astrobot game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How is that?
Interesting. You can feel a lot of the Astrobot things you already know in it.
That's cool. I'm so
The
mad
other-
that I can't play that game on VR2, dude.
Right?
That's
It
Yeah.
should
so
have.
dumb.
If nothing else, they should have been updated.
Right?
We also played the VR demo disc,
Okay.
or I guess we downloaded it. I don't know. Cooper bought it, but it's here with me and it's not open, so I guess we downloaded it.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got a Astrobot rescue mission
Like demo.
special level, like
Yeah.
not a level in the game, but it's 2-player. So one controls Astro, and then one controls a green Astro and a flying machine. So that was interesting, and we played a bunch of the mini games in that. They're like, the best way to describe them is they're like Nintendo Land, but slightly worse. What else? What else? What else? What else? I brought my Xbox One, or Cameron's Xbox One. Who cares? I don't remember. It's here in Orlando though, so I can play a couple games I bought when that 360 store was closing. Because I expected to be home by now, and I'm still here. Let's see, what else? We finished Mario Party. Let's go!
That's true. We did finish our round of
I
Jamboree.
won!
Yeah.
I had like,
I wonder why that camera didn't bring it up.
Well, because I haven't had mine yet. I haven't had my turn
Yeah.
yet.
I had like the best turn of Mario Party of all time, where I got 3 stars.
True. Literally everybody stole from me, bro. I was sweeping and then everybody stole from me. I tried to make it interesting. I had a way to steal and win, but I was like, I'll make it interesting. I'll use the triple die. And then 2, 1, 3, and I moved all of 6 spaces.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's awesome. I wanted to make it interesting though.
RNG is faithful to nobody.
It seems like it. I should have just taken the dub for real.
Yeah, because if you'd stolen from me, you would have won.
Exactly.
That's true.
Because I barely won at the end.
Literally. But you were rich
That's it.
though. You had a
Oh
billion
yeah,
coins.
I had so many more coins compared to everyone else.
Mhm.
I was just not getting to stars first.
Yeah.
What else we do? Oh, we went shopping.
Gee, I wonder how we got all the things we bought.
Yeah, we went shopping a lot of places. Spent too much money.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I love spending too much money.
Cameron and I bought our mom's birthday gift only a month late. A retired American Girl doll.
Mhm.
Play anything else? We were in Louisiana for most of it. Like
Yeah,
the last 2 weeks.
True.
it was
So
nice.
my mind's not really. I mean, we played a lot of disc golf.
That's also true.
I miss Louisiana. We were right there on the water. So nice.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a good break.
We saw 2 alligators
Did you catch
at
them?
night. No, they were huge.
Oh. So what?
Should have wrestled him. Yeah. Right.
But that was nice. I really liked Louisiana. We went to Fontainebleau Park, National Park. A lot of trees with like Spanish moss and things.
That was a state park.
One of
Yeah,
the two.
yeah, 6 in one hand,
Same
half
difference.
dozen in
Tomato,
the other.
tomato.
But we were on a lake and it was so nice. And we were, until the last day we were there was nobody in the cabins around us.
Mhm.
That's nice.
It was really nice. Yeah, so I didn't have to worry about being loud or nothing. And I say everybody started coming in, and I was like, well, this.
Well, we're leaving.
Yeah. It started feeling like it wasn't cramped, but it started feeling like I had that feeling of being cramped.
Yeah.
Especially since we shared a dock with one of the other whatchamacallums.
Cabins.
So
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was
cabin.
so pretty and relaxing. Oh, and we played Herd Mentality.
Nice.
Yeah,
We
we
did
did. We played a
Like
lot
a
of
good
herd
amount.
mentality.
Yeah. I think that's it on my end. If I'm forgetting something, I forgot it. Let's go with that.
Well, while the wheel is spinning, breaking
Mm-hmm.
news: we will be playing Alabama State on Friday.
Oh, so here's the third rematch to determine the winner.
No,
Wait, Alabama
because
State.
Alabama
that's not the
State,
same.
not Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama State. Alabama is a
my bad.
2 seed, and they are playing somewhere
So
else. We are playing the
ASU.
Alabama
Okay, so
State
that's
Hornets. They are a 16
so
seed, and they just beat St. Francis Red Flash 70-68. So, oh no,
So if we lose the,
we play Alabama
so if we
State
lose,
on.
that's sad.
Yeah, it is uh on Thursday actually, 1:50 Central. We play them.
Nice, right in the
I
middle
just
of the
googled it
meeting.
up. I was
Funny.
like, I looked it up because I was like, oh shit, the basketball game. Let me put it on my phone, and the game finished, so I had to Google the score. So yeah, there we go. All right, Cooper, you're up.
All right, I got you. All right. So we were in Louisiana for a good bit. Kind of got got to chill. It was really nice. I would go back. The food's good. The weather's good. The It's pretty. It's very pretty scenery.
Yeah.
So can't complain. And then played disc golf with Cameron and Alex. We didn't play much. Like we played like one night 20 minutes. The next day like 10 minutes because they really didn't like the course in Louisiana. It's a really good course. It's just
for half of it, but half of it is
they're doing
bad.
construction on stuff on it now, so it's
Mm.
like once they get that figured out, it'll be probably better again.
And
'Cause
they
when me
don't have the pads, which is bad.
They do have pads, they're just in the ground for some reason, and they're like really hidden for some of them.
Mm.
But yeah, when me and Kyle went, it was like back in October. It's really nice. And then we played here in Opelika as well, which was a lot. Dude, very nice. Loved the Opelika courts. I took them, I think, before we left, and then after we got back as well. Disc golf's always going to remain goated in my mind.
Yeah, we could tell.
True. And then today, Kyle was like, you know what? I don't feel like going to English. I was like, you know what? You want to go play disc golf? And we went and played 18 holes. So,
What?
Bad.
hey, he didn't want to go to English. I wasn't a bad influence. I was just,
Look,
Not a good influence either.
exactly.
I have yet to determine how I'm gonna handle this, given that I'm an adult now. But the whole thing where like you tell kids and younger people, really anybody younger than you, what they should and shouldn't do, but
Yeah.
you did it when you were their age. Like I don't,
Oh,
and
I
this is like
gotcha.
whatever, right? Because it's just like class. But like thinking, like when you have a kid and you have those same things, it's gonna be weird, right? Because with Cooper, it's like
Because you did those
I would have
things.
told you, yeah, go to class, don't be bad. But I've skipped class, like
We all have.
even though I'm the one that always yells about doing homework early and going to class. I skipped class a couple times. Shit, I met Joel because I skipped class. That was like the worst class to skip of my whole collegiate career. It was like calculus C. It was one
Oh.
class of
Ooh.
calculus C. I went to every other class. I skipped one class and it ruined my life.
Dude, I bet.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm sure that sounds like a good day, honestly. Skipping English, going play some disc golf.
Dude, it's
Yeah, I mean,
dude,
there's
it's a
definitely
very,
worse. There are far worse classes to skip than
Yeah, it's
English.
English.
Exactly. It's
Just
English.
write
like,
good papers.
Exactly.
You
That's all
speak English, Bobby.
Yeah, no, it was a very pretty day today too. Like the weather was like on point.
Oh, let me tell you. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this in Collector's Corner. That's what I forgot.
Yeah, you got
I've
it.
been working out.
Nice.
Dude, for real?
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. We do a new thing at work twice a week, 30 minutes Tuesday, Thursday. It's like two or three stretches, 5 workouts, 2 or 3 stretches. That's it. The guy that leads it he's got a degree in like sports health or something. I don't know.
That's pretty
He's
good.
very knowledgeable. So
Fair.
he's leading it. That's why I'm tired. But we doing that and then get into. We're also doing a softball team at work now. We've decided basketball didn't work, but softball just might. So I've got a glove and stuff, and we went
Okay.
right after working out and tossed a softball around for like half an hour outside. So nice, clear skies, 70 degrees.
Dude, yeah, it felt great.
It was so nice, so nice.
Like really nice. Dude, if the
Dude.
softball doesn't work out, you should recommend disc golf.
That's like how my
Uh,
work is like, hey, we're doing a bowling.
Dude,
Cool. It's gonna cost you $50. Oh, I'm out then.
I'm out.
my coworkers are into real golf.
Unfortunate.
So they're not. They
Real
might
golf
do disc golf.
sucks.
But they would beg to differ.
The only good reason real golf is good is because you can drink pretty easily. In my mind.
I mean, I
I mean,
agree.
that's any sport, I guess.
I
but-
personally agree. But
Okay,
these
good.
dudes-
But then,
these
are they
dudes-
tryhards? Do they have like their own gear and stuff?
I mean, it's normal to have your own gear. I have my own gear.
Oh yeah, true.
But
I have my own gear. Yeah.
I mean, they're tryhards in the sense that they play a lot. Like they're in like a or they're in like some kind of league where they play on a simulator. And it's
Oh,
just
there's
like once a
sweat.
week.
Golf
and you're on
story?
No, like an actual simulator, dude. It's crazy. I've been once.
No, like
you
like the simulator in Golf Story. like that
yeah,
thing.
but it's real.
But
It's got
Dude, that's
full.
crazy.
It's got a full lidar system that's right above your head, and
that's
can
crazy.
track
LiDAR
it-
is crazy.
and it can literally track everything about the ball from up there. As long like you have to put the ball in a specific spot, that's marked on the ground, and all you have to do is hit it, and you hit it into like a screen that's got a bunch of slack in it, so the ball doesn't bounce back. It gets like caught by the screen and then just falls straight down. But when you
Right.
hit it, like the ball will fly on the screen as a projector that sits like right above that lidar unit and projects a fake golf course out there. And like when you hit it, the ball will fly as if you're watching the ball fly in Wii Sports or something.
Nice.
That's crazy.
And it's pretty accurate. It's very fascinating.
Dude.
It's like a
This is why-
merge of video game golf and real golf because you have to use buttons to like aim your trajectory, like turn your body in the virtual thing, but you still have to hit the ball actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, that's besides the point. They do that.
That's pretty
and
cool, though, yeah.
They play multiple times a week. It's their thing.
See, this is why I quit golf. Too many sweats.
You don't have to be the sweaty golf. You can be the drunk golf. That's what I aspire on
kind of
doing.
goated. Yeah.
Um,
That's the reason I like disc golf though, because it's just cheap entry. Like, cost of entry is
yeah,
super cheap.
yeah. Golf is a what's the word? Bourgeoisie game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? What else did you do after disc golf? Or was that it?
Oh, true. I bought some stuff.
What you
did I
got?
buy? I bought the 2 VR games.
Oh, right.
forgot
You
what
got some
they
too. I
were.
forgot about that.
Yeah, and then
Astrobots VR and the
the
demo
demo
disc.
one. Yeah, and then that's about it for games that I bought. I played a little bit. I played the game of the week. We did a few Death Row to Canada
Oh, I
runs.
forgot about that.
Really bad RNG.
Yeah, it
Really
was
bad.
horrible.
Never had worse RNG on those.
Cameron and I won like 3 times.
We had like 30 med kits and nothing else. We had we had a lot of gas.
We had no
It was-
food.
We had a lot of gas and a lot of
No, but then the car
kits.
broke down anyways.
And
And
the car
some-
went, actually,
like,
it's terrible.
I changed my character from mechanic to car nut because I was like, okay, well, mechanic screwed us over last time. Like I got the bare minimum RNG on it. So I switched over to car nut. And it's like, Cameron spent all day working on the car and could not figure out how to fix it. It's like, what the hell's the point?
Is it art imitating life at this point, or is
You
which
know?
one? Where are we at? I feel like we've
Right?
I feel like we've gone full circle so much that we're not full circle anymore. Like we're
Right,
starting
but
another orbit. Where are we at?
No, literally.
if you have either the car ones or the medical ones, it should be like guaranteed checks, and instead it's like, no, you're just gonna suck.
Yeah.
True.
And then Terraria, Cal's been going crazy in that.
Oh yeah, we played that for a bit.
Yeah, I've seen him
Right.
pinging a lot about that.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
He's really excited for the game of the week for it when that comes up. And then Mario Party, I sold. I should have just been greedy and said, no, the dub is mine, but
The dub is mine.
Happens to
I
the
wasn't
best
making
You
of
it
us.
wanted it.
interesting.
You wanted it interesting.
Yeah, I like to spice it up a little bit. And then we played a few VR games. We did there's like in the Astro one, there's like a cat and mouse game and all kinds of stuff, like a Luigi's Mansion type of game. It's kind of cool.
Like Nintendo Land,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially. But like kind of worse.
Nintendo Land except it's kind of awkward at times. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine. And
it ain't bad. I really
it
did
is
like it.
five
I had a lot of
players,
fun.
which is nice for some of them.
No, for real. It does. I will say though, it gets very hot very quick.
Oh yeah, it's a giant screen taped to your face.
Yeah. I think, but yeah, I think that's about it. Just kind of chill overall.
Yeah,
Oh, I worked a little bit. I worked on like Sunday.
disgusting.
It was kind of fun for real, cause like
What?
we
That's a lie.
were slow, so I just got to just chill.
Get
There's a guy.
paid.
There's a guy leaving in a week, so I just talked with him for a lot of it, cause he's been there a while.
All
But yeah, other
right.
than that, pretty chill.
All right, Cameron, finish this out. What you
Yep.
got?
All right. So, obviously, I talked about the VR. Played. I beat as far as I'm aware, I beat everything associated with the first world and Astrobot Rescue Mission. Um, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get my save from the PS4, transferred down here. But I got to get the adapter first because the VR one does not work without that adapter on
Oh
the
yeah, that was
5, and
yeah.
we apparently missed the boat on Sony giving out the adapter for free. Whoops. I wouldn't have expected to find a VR for $30. So yeah. I played a lot of Astrobot. Played a bunch of the demo games. Let's see. Lost in Mario Jamboree has already been noted. Played a little bit of Pokemon Violet so that I was able to get Gimme Ghoul roaming form in Pokemon Go, because if I'm gonna have that game be ruined, then I'm gonna make sure I get the exclusive forms. So did that a little bit. Death Road to Canada had some terrible RNG. We lost the car and we were starving, so our what? Not I want to say morality. It's not morality. But essentially our mental health check was absolutely worthless. Everyone was pissed. So the final thing was the group was too busy arguing to notice the giant horde of zombies. 2-hour siege, tiny ass
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
So we all died. It was fantastic. Played some Zelda. I beat Koga. So now I just need to finish the rest of the depths, and I will be on my way to go fight Ganon. Because I'm not complaining this game. There ain't no way, no how.
Well, I'm glad you
Uh,
finally came to your senses.
Yeah, no, I just want the bottom map. I just want all 3 layers of the map in case you know, like there's still plenty to do in the game. If I need something to do, I
Yeah,
have the option.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom post game becomes exactly what we were talking about earlier with the pop in,
Where
pop
it's just
out.
like,
It becomes
yeah,
very bite sized after that. It's very consumable. Just like, oh, let me pop
mhm,
in, do a quick
let me
quest, and
let me
get
do
out.
this. Yep, because they don't overstay their welcome for the most part.
Yeah.
Keyword for the most part. Um,
And
yeah,
also, like,
so
stuff that's a lot more annoying to do before you have all the powers becomes super trivial
yeah,
once you have everything. So,
true.
you don't have to go and, like,
Yeah.
spend 15 minutes climbing something because you can just whoosh
Whoop.
or whatever.
Yep, yep. Uh, Ironically, so I did bring my Switch to Louisiana. I did not touch it like the entire time we were there because I was busy playing Minecraft, working on uh an idea for it was supposed to be a ride, right? Like I wanted whenever we go back to the server, the idea was to have a ride that would like kind of be like people mover or test track or something where like you're in it and then it takes the vehicle apart except for the critical parts and then it puts the colors back on but it's different colors.
Hmm.
um yeah, I got that working. I had to figure out a lot of redstone, flying machines, and the mess of redstone wires and whatnot that I posted. Um, which is it's interesting. It's that there's much less thinky things I could have been doing, but as an idea I had, so I was like, oh, I'll do it.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for
getting
sticking through it and figuring out how
yeah
to make it work.
Yeah.
yeah I got that working, and now I'm like, okay, but if I'm gonna have it running in a base or something, what am I supposed to do? Go over every time I see it fly by and take out all the wool and put new wool? No, I'm gonna automate it. Yeah. Um, phase 2 sucks. I
So
I
phase two is
don't
the
know.
automation.
Phase 2 is the automation of the wool removal for the takeoff part and the wool, putting it new colors in. And yeah, that I did not build those machines far enough apart. I
Mm.
honestly feel like I could do uh like a high level video being like, this is what a monolithic program feels like and this is what microservices feels like, because uh that first one, everything is tied to one detector. um yeah. It's not easy to, because like that, so like I have 6 wool blocks within like a 3x3 area. So I'm like, how the hell do I get rid of this? It's not going.
Mm.
There's
But
always
that's
a
the one I've
way.
been. There's always a way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Um. Also, this is completely impractical for uh like a survival build because there is so many expensive pieces in
Gee,
this.
that's how it
But
goes.
I wanna see if I can do it. Because in theory, if I can get it go straight, get it turned, I can get the other ways. Just with some modifications. Um, that have it be just like a giant square, put it up high around the base, and you can see it flying around. I think it'd be interesting if I could get it to work. Um, so yeah, did a lot of that. Won some herd mentality, lost some herd mentality. Um, the base game does not have nearly enough cards when you play it that much. but we didn't have my expansions. Played some golf with friends. Uh, that that was part of the reason that we didn't do the show last week, because it was just cutting in and out the entire time we were doing that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, let's see. I I bought a dumb TV.
Oh right, I remember the photos of that.
Yeah,
True.
maybe like 40 inches. I don't know. It's not gigantic or anything.
You
I had to
can't
leave
really
it
get a
in.
dumb TV that's super big anyway. They never made them
Yeah,
super big.
yeah, yeah. But we have it. It's
Well,
not it's
you
not
can, but not for
super,
cheap.
not for cheap, because they know people will pay the premium. Also, there's there's no Roku or anybody supporting it by going, here's our content you should watch on your smart TV. Speaking of, I got an ad earlier. So like I was watching, I paused it for something, right? And when I came back and uh came back out of standby, it played an ad for Moana, like on the choose screen, like on the home screen. Not I wasn't in YouTube or anything. Just played an ad for Moana 2. And I'm like, no, I didn't agree to this.
Yeah, no.
I
I'm
didn't agree
I'm
to ads on my
actually
homepage.
I'm making it more of an effort to not use any smart TV functionality. I disconnected that TV from the internet entirely. I'm sick and tired. Why are you asking me if my TV needs an update? No, it doesn't need an update. It just takes the HDMI and puts it on the screen. That's all I needed to do. Stop changing things. Stop.
And
So I disconnected that from the
Literally.
internet entirely. No more. I don't care how much that thing begs for me to connect to the internet. It's never going to see the internet again until I'm
if
dead.
I if I
And
knew how to get into the software to reverse engineer it and just force the Roku off of it, I would.
yeah, I know,
But
right?
I am not nearly skilled enough to do that without. I mean, there's a chance I could get in it. I would brick the hell out of it though. Um, but I'd rather have it bricked than go, oh, like right now, right? My Switch is on the home screen. I guarantee here in a couple of years they're gonna go, you're not playing anything. Ad. Like I will go down to a 40-inch screen if they try
Yeah,
to force
we'll
ads
go
on me.
back to standard definition if it means no ads.
It's like
We'll
I
go back
don't
to
I don't get
480i. I
like
don't give a
if
shit.
it's like I don't care, dude.
Yeah. No, I.
Like
It's another benefit of the HDMI cable. Anytime I want to watch something on that TV now, it's coming from this computer because I can block
ad
ads.
block. Yep. Yeah, I was very not okay with that. Like I don't know if that's just an ad or an update they did while I was gone or what, but I'm like, I'm not I don't agree with the adpocalypse future. I don't want it.
Yeah, like, do I
Um
have to become schizophrenic to avoid being upset with ads? Like,
yes.
it makes me want to rip my skin off
Mhm.
and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's not
the,
not great. Um we while we are at Game Exchange, um we saw a Gen 2 villager amiibo, right?
mm,
And I was like, oh, well that'd be kind of cool to buy. But like his eye was scratched like across it. And I'm like, who's gonna buy that?
literally so many people, but
I
not
guess.
never
Yeah.
you. You would
Never
never.
me. I would never, because I'm
Yeah,
And
like,
just
anybody
kidding.
that's even kind of like you would never. But
yeah, exactly. Anyone
someone
that's
would buy that.
collecting them, anyone that's collecting them for this, actually wanting to collect them and not just but I want to tap it in for 2 seconds and toss it in a drawer. They'll buy it.
Yeah.
But like also, I guarantee it's the same price. Like
And it doesn't
almost
help that
everything.
Animal Crossing is like your favorite fucking thing. So
Yep. Yeah.
it's like even more
Not.
so
Yeah.
hard no.
Yep. There we went to a second Charles in Louisiana and saw they had a sign for Poochie for 80, and I was like,
Mm.
damn. But they also had a Mega Yarn Yoshi that was actually like reasonably priced. I'm like, well, damn, I would have,
Define reasonably priced.
75,
Okay.
85, somewhere in there. Like
That's
not
down.
eBay prices, you
Oh,
know.
okay. I was gonna
Or
say because like
maybe
last
I don't
time
know.
I had looked
eBay
at
prices
it.
feels
Let me see what. Let's see what.
someone
I got it. I got it.
yeah. eBay
Mega
prices might be
Yarn
down on it.
Yoshi.
Because I mean, what like
Loose
functionality wise.
$130.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah,
Looks
that's
like
crazy.
sell prices 120, 125, 170 out of nowhere, $100, $80, $150, $115. So really it looks like it's going from anywhere from 100 to 200. It just depends on how
All
much
over
of
the
an idiot
place.
you are, or else maybe how impatient you are. I don't know.
Yep.
New price 175.
There's no
Damn.
Smash game out right now, and there's no
I
Woolly
mean,
World game using it.
I
Okay, it
think
is down because
I
I was when I was last looking at it, it was like
it was like
150,
150.
and
Yeah,
so but it's not down much, but it is down technically.
it's slightly down. I
Yeah.
feel like part of I almost feels like all of Amiibo are kind of down at the moment, except for like Boy Hikari, but that's just because that card is stupidly rare because it was an Amazon Japan exclusive.
I mean, eventually we
Um,
were gonna hit a point of people aren't gonna pay those kinds of prices, and it
yeah,
drops a little bit and levels out where
I would
people are
hope
especially
willing to
so.
pay.
since the only functionality it really had was on the Wii U. So like,
Yeah, like it keeps getting more expensive and more expensive until everyone's like, okay, I actually can't do this.
I
This is
cannot
stupid,
afford,
I
and then it
especially
can't
drops
now.
back
do
down
this.
because it's like I
Yep.
can't sell anymore.
And then I grabbed a computer plug while we were home. So I'm gonna try to set up the tower. If nothing else, I need to do it for work so I can prove that I can set up a server and be a server admin because nobody's helping me and I have a month and a half left on that. So gotta do something.
Yeah.
Uh so hopefully that works. I have not tried it yet. I was a little busy playing catch up from being out last week for vacation. Because this shit actually happened, of course, the week I'm gone.
It always is like that, isn't it?
It always does.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously, Epic Universe tickets went live, so I bought those.
Yeah. Hey, All
Oh,
Night Gamers is
true.
going to Epic Universe. We're going. We got to do something.
Yeah,
We gotta record it.
in-person podcast,
Yeah, we're
boys.
gonna do an
Yeah,
in-person show in a few months. That's gonna be exciting.
Dude, that'd be peak. We should do that.
Bro, we should
Oof.
play. Please make sure you guys help me remember to bring the physical Mario Party e-reader game.
yes,
I want that
that
to
would
be
be
one of the
fun.
things.
Ooh.
yeah. Because we like the thing is we could do several like more in-person games for uh download station. Yeah, we won't play them that week probably, but like it'd be
Yeah,
nice
but
to
we
actually
can.
be able to play them in person and then talk about them over the following weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
yeah, that'll be cool. All right, let's get a move on with the show we're currently already doing.
Yep.
Download Station Game of the Week, Scarlet Deer Inn, the demo for that game. It's a new game coming out soon it's on Steam. I'm not sure what all platforms it's coming out on, but there's a demo available now to play. It's a story-driven kind of game. It's 2D, but not in the way you would think. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like
It's embroidery is how they made the designs.
yeah, artistic style is like embroidered look, but it's like 2D, but there's not really any platforming. I find it very interesting the way they were doing that, like transitioning left to right and stuff, and how things changed, and like
Mhm.
everything in the environment is set up to be like it's 2D, but it's weird. The mechanic with the light, the fire was pretty cool. It's an interesting concept. I'm very glad we did this demo. That uh how far did y'all play?
I got
Not too
to
far.
the I got into the cave, which is where it kind of got really
You saw the
interesting for
twist. You
me.
saw the big bit. You saw the big thing.
Uh,
And like it's how you get into the
in the
cave. The way you get into the
yes,
cave.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. In
Okay.
the
Yes.
ice room.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you
That's
were
what I
talking about
meant.
like
That's what I meant.
that or if like for there was something I made it. I was following something through the cave, and then I had to leave, and I closed. I'm not. I wasn't sure how long we were going to be, so I closed out, and the demo does not let you save. So I said, "Screw it! I'm not playing 30 minutes just to get back to where I was when because I died 2 or 3 times just trying to get to that point, and I wasn't going to try to do that again.
Yeah.
So." And you crashed shortly after getting to the cave, right?
Yeah, I got into the cave. I got to the part where there's like the 4 doors. And then I stopped to eat dinner. And then I came back and my controller had disconnected while I was gone. So I reconnected it and now my controller wasn't working anymore. And so I started, but my mouse and keyboard was now working, even though they're like, "Hey, we recommend a gamepad." That's why I was using a controller. They said they recommend it.
Yep.
And so that was kind of that started working. I was like, "Great, I guess I'm playing this mouse and keyboard now." And then it crashed. And I was like, "No, I'm
Fine.
just not playing it at all." But I'm glad we
Yeah, I
did
made
this.
it.
This is very different from what we normally play, and I think this is a really good concept. I think what they've got here
Yeah,
is good content.
definitely gonna keep an
No,
eye
for
out on
sure.
it. What my where stopped was shortly after the 4 doors.
Mm. Um, the art style is also kind of Studio Ghibli. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of
That's a
vibes
good
of
way to
that.
describe it.
Yeah, not exactly,
It,
but sort of, kind of.
the game up until the twist, it kind of feels uh like one of those old computer games. Because it's got the paths that you
Yeah,
uh
it's 2D, but there's
can
like paths. Yeah,
yeah, like it honestly felt like up until the twist, it was like, oh well, this feels like something I could have played as a kid.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I my attitude changed when it dropped that, like, oh, this is spicy. Okay. Because
Yeah,
before I was like, oh, this is just a cute little game. Like, it's cute. It's good. I like the art style. It's designed well. I think this isn't really my shindig, but I can see where the good game is. But then they threw the
yeah.
twist in. I was like, oh,
I was like,
oh.
Alex tricked me into a horror game. Great.
I didn't know they all it ever talks about is like how uh I guess it does mention it. My bad.
Alex tricked me into a horror game.
Because it says an embroidered narrative platformer with an emotional story, an interesting cast of characters, and a dark dungeon full of monsters, and a world inspired by Slavic folklore. The only thing protecting you from certain death is your torch. See, I didn't read that, so I was like, this is simple.
Yeah, I mean, like, we know how Slavic people live day to day. Imagine what their horror stories are.
There's a image though from the full game. This I've seen for a while. It's like if you look up Scarlet Deer Inn, Snake, they've done like a full embroidered like massive snake for the game.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's fun. It's a bit slow, but once it picks up, it really picks up.
Yeah, and there is no release date available yet for the full game, but they did. I'm scrolling through just the full page, and they do mention that this will be. They think it should be verified on Steam Deck. Valve hasn't gotten to it yet, but they said they designed a game to consider the Steam Deck, so it should be full verified for that too.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's Pete.
Love to see it.
it sucks that like nobody really listens to this show. because I think it would be really cool if one day we get to a point where we could use Download Station as a platform to talk about small games like this and like bring
Yeah.
attention to them.
Yeah.
Like I noticed, I had that dream when I saw Markiplier mention it several years ago, watching him talk about the reason he plays all those weird games and all those small games and stuff was because he wanted to use his platform to like bring attention to small devs. So I don't know. I get a little bit of vibes from doing it with this game. I like it. We're
Well,
obviously not
it
going to
is
help like
coming
Markiplier can, but what were you
coming
saying?
to Steam, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox.
No
Nice.
PlayStation?
Yeah,
Interesting.
no
I wonder if
PlayStation.
the restrictions were too hard.
If it's going to Switch, the restrictions are not too hard.
Yeah,
Well, Sony got more restrictive, right? But
they
that's
did,
more like
They did, but I don't think they're ever going to
but
top Nintendo
there's nothing in
restrictions.
this. No, they did for a while. But
Really?
there's nothing in this game that I've seen that's like it should be
crazy.
banned for platforms.
Christmas
And if you were
Massacre
gonna,
is still available for purchase. I'd like to make that clear. So what's the problem here?
I don't know. You're gonna pick one. You're not gonna pick Xbox unless Microsoft pays you a good amount, I guess.
Well, it's also no, because they all basically just have a port button at this point.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, if anything, Xbox probably makes the most sense because you're already developing it for
just
PC.
then it should just be an instant port.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should have to do like, especially if you're designing it with a controller in mind, you're gonna have to do like bare minimum effort
Yeah.
to get it working.
Xbox is the one you hold off on, and then Microsoft pay you to put it on Game Pass.
Let's see. Okay. So what do we think? I'm gonna go eight, 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's a fair score.
I think that's good. It has a lot of potential.
A lot of
I'm very
potential
excited.
and quality work that they've already done. I think the demo is a good demo too.
No, for
I'm
real.
very excited for the full release. Interesting, because I don't think this game ever went like to Kickstarter either.
Speaking.
Yeah, which is kind of one of those games you would have expected to go to Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So apparently all of the character images are actually embroidered images.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
they
was talking about.
I thought you just meant like the art style. I didn't realize they were literally
No, they
taking like
embroider it all first and then put it into the game.
Yeah, that's awesome. They also created all the music on their own using traditional instruments.
That's crazy.
Folk music inspired by the Middle Ages. Yeah, look at this. They even got a picture in the I'll put it in the chat. I'm just scrolling down the main game page. They're talking about themselves here. Straight up with a flute and one of those not quite a shamisen, but like the middle age version of a shamisen.
A loop?
Yeah, I think it's
Here's the photo I
literally
was talking about.
that's a husband and wife team from the Czech
that's not
Republic.
great.
It's two people. They're a married couple.
Hold on.
They did everything themselves: drawing, animation, storytelling, programming, music, publishing, all of it.
Dang.
And yeah, look at this. I said about the Studio Ghibli. Scarlett Johansson draws inspiration from the amazing movies by the Ghibli studio, from medieval Europe and also Slavic folklore. So they were inspired by Ghibli.
I don't remember where I saw this game, but this was one of the first images I remember seeing for it. And I just think that snake is so impressive. Especially knowing they've made it first in embroidery.
Yeah, that's just so cool. I love this project.
It was very cool.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the tidbits. Sakurai says that Japanese developers should make games based on Japanese tastes. Yeah, they're called JRPGs. JRPGs.
There's a longer quote from him there.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to be a dick for a second. Quote, a while ago, there was certainly a culture of making Americanized products because various works were popular in the US. However, I feel that Japanese game lovers overseas are not looking for such things, but for something unique and interesting from Japan.
Oh no, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop Americanizing your game. It's not what I want.
Yeah, like, why are we straying away from Japanese culture in video games at all ever? I don't understand that. Because, like, they're still made in Japan. If you want a non-Japan game, get a game that's not from Japan. And two,
Yeah.
Japan are the best at making video games. Like, that's their thing. Like, you go to the
No
Americans
question
for
about it.
guns and stupid politics. You go to Japan for video games, electronics, and stuff. Like, you know, everybody's got something they're good at, and that's what Japan's good at. So keep it in. I'm begging you.
Please.
The only problem is, okay, who's going to accept responsibility for all the horniness in modern games? Is that because they're making Americanized products, or is that just because Japan
No,
doesn't
that's
care
just
who we
Japan.
know anymore? They don't, there's no secrets. There's actually, I think you saw that you had the thick thighs hit thing in here, right, later?
I did.
Okay,
I
good.
think that's
I'll
that
save it
next.
for
No, but I can make it next. Hold on.
Yeah, I think this is relevant.
No, it's next.
Altair Rise's thick thighs were influenced by Japan's economic recession, according to the series' producer. Somebody explain that to me.
Excuse me?
So Alex is right. It was Japan. Japan has to accept that they're horny, but that's fine. Let's find the article
was the-
here. Let's see what the explanation is. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Let's try to find the girl.
Let's see.
If I can spell Altaria. Altaria? I don't know.
A common observation in the Altair community is that the body proportions of Ryza are not only wider than every single one of the series' previous protagonists, but also that these proportions grew with each subsequent entry in her trilogy. In a recent interview with 4Gamer, series producer Junzo Hosoi revealed that this design phenomenon is no coincidence. Quote, this is just my perception, but I think the economy has an influence on what kind of designs become popular. There are certain types of characters that are needed in times of recession, and there are types that are embraced only when the economy is booming. For example, people begin to favor voluptuous body types and motherly characteristics during a time of recession. This is the most Japanese thing I have ever read. I get horny when the economy does bad.
Yeah, well, okay. Look,
I
taking out
crave
context.
mommy when my stocks go down. That is so Japanese, dude. I cannot think of anything. Just basing your entire sexuality off of performance of economics. That is so Japanese. I love this. Hosoi goes on to confirm that Rise's design was influenced by these economic conditions, saying that Japan has been in recession for quite a long time. Although these economic conditions are still in place, Yumiya needed to differ from Rise, so instead the team incorporated global fashion trends into her design, specifically tight clothing.
Hell yeah.
So
I think that's the newest game they're releasing. Mia. I don't know. I've never played any of these games. I've heard of them.
stuff actually true, or is he just cooking up something so he doesn't have to admit he had a big boner when he was drawing these photos? Can we get Hosoi on the show? Do you think he would do a segment with us?
We would love to talk to you, man.
We would love to talk to you about this whole thick thighs thing. We need to
I
figure
just,
this out.
I need
You
to know.
don't. What did you say, Hosoi? You don't gotta be in a roast session to be learning
yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's
the way
another good
that
point. You could just like thick thighs. You can like big women.
Sure,
You
sure.
can like whatever you want. It doesn't have to be when the economy does bad. Why are we
the,
limiting ourselves here?
we are limiting ourselves way too much. Uh,
Oh, that's good.
but like the way that Grant's summary was, and it's like, is this from Japan or is this corporate America?
Oh, it's definitely not corporate
horny.
America.
I am horny when my socks go down.
Wait. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just in awe. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to much more PG news. Split Fiction sold 1 million copies in the first 2 days.
Let's go.
That game has been doing really well. It looks really good. I watched My Life in Gaming. They did a live stream of it when it came out last week. Looks very interesting. I didn't watch their entire live stream because I didn't want to spoil too much. But I watched like a
Right.
good hour or so, maybe an hour and a
Enough
half.
to make sure that it's like, oh yeah, actually, I do want to try this.
Yeah, and they were having a good time, and all the reviews are very good. So
It's very good.
yeah, if I didn't have other games that I'm trying to make an effort to play right now, I probably would spend the money on it. I think it seems like it's worth its cost, which is good. I'm glad to see when games come out that are worth $70, because like
It was 50.
or 50, it doesn't matter. Games can be expensive.
Worth their
as,
actual
yeah,
full price.
if they're worth what you pay for them, it doesn't really matter how much it is. But yeah, I'm very glad to see that. Split Fiction is the first game for Electronic Arts in 13 years to receive 90 points or more on Metacritic. I want to say that again. The Split Fiction is the first game for Electronic Arts in 13 years to get a 90 or higher on Metacritic. Isn't that crazy?
I think
Yeah.
it's crazy that this is coming from EA.
Well, they produced it.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy that EA has done it again, that we've made it back. It's also crazy that they were in a 13-year drought. Wow.
Yeah, I mean they've had non sports games in that time,
Yeah.
so mm, I don't know, man. They just kind of failing at that point.
Yeah.
But we're back now. We finally fired enough people.
Let's go.
Reddit's automatic moderation tool is flagging the word Luigi as potentially violent, even in a Nintendo-related context. Yeah, this is old news from last week again, but I'm sad we didn't get to talk about this when it was fresh because this is good content. I think it was like some people were getting messages from Automods because they were upvoting comments that said Luigi in it. I don't know. Reddit's on some weird stuff nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
What'd Luigi ever do to you?
He shot a CEO.
Yeah, so what?
So what?
Luigi said fuck in Mario Golf. I think of something. That's all I had. Well. Oh well. Don't say Luigi. You might get banned from Reddit. Oh no.
Oh no,
Oh,
my
no.
fake internet points.
Oh no. Yeah, on my fake internet account, that I can just make another one up. Nintendo and Pokemon Company reportedly had a difficult and adversarial relationship. Quote, there were really a lot of butting heads moments. In the article, they explain that it actually has nothing to do with the quality of the Pokemon games themselves.
It should.
Yes. They're talking about the U.S. branches of both companies specifically having disagreements about marketing. Yeah. Who? So this is clickbait.
Yes,
That's what I'm
basically.
hearing.
Great. The
Very sick.
yeah. Why weren't there discussions about the quality of the Pokemon games? Hmm.
Feel like there should be.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Uh, Nintendo submits DCMA notices to Ryujinx forks on GitHub. Um, well, I'm glad they submitted those, but I'm pretty sure GitHub was already taking those down anyway because they didn't want to get
They didn't want to be. Yeah.
probably in anticipation of
This exact
Nintendo doing.
situation.
Yeah, they were already taking them down because they knew Nintendo was gonna do this. Yeah. Oh well, we're probably gonna keep seeing headlines about this for a while until the Switch eventually dies and Nintendo gives up and moves on to something else, and then hackers can just do what they want. That's
Yep.
basically the Nintendo's only option is to bitch about it until they can't anymore
Yeah,
or don't care, stop caring.
Both.
Yeah.
both.
Let's see. Until Dawn remake developer Ballistic Moon is effectively closed.
Great.
What's up with all these devs putting out games that people are actually like, mildly
Interested in.
excited for?
And then getting closed.
Yeah, and then getting fucking canned instantly. What was that other studio that did it? Just like a month or two ago, maybe. And they like closed and then reopened or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure what studio you're talking about.
Well, that's sad to hear. Maybe they'll back open, yeah, in a month or two, like the other one did. Sony boards Zach Kreger's Resident Evil and sets a release date for fall 2026. So, is this a TV show or a movie?
This is a movie.
Oh boy.
Intriguing.
Sick.
Hey, the Minecraft movie comes out in a month. Speaking of movies,
Yes.
Dude, day one.
day one, right?
We are gonna be there.
I cannot wait to see how bad this movie's gonna be. This is gonna be the worst movie. And Resident Evil's probably gonna be not great either. But you bet I'll be able to see that one day one too.
Man, they really messed up if they've got this director and they mess it up again. So
We'll see.
We'll see.
Assassin's Creed Shadows will not require the Ubisoft Kinect standalone launcher when purchased through Steam. Huge W.
That is huge.
This is fantastic
Typical
news.
Ubisoft L.
Yeah, I'm surprised they are okay with that. Also, this is a good time to bring this up. This game, right? There was all that controversy about Black Eye being a samurai, even though there weren't black samurais, but there maybe was that one time. I don't know. We talked about that.
right.
I tried explaining that to, I think it was Jewel a few days ago, because they're starting to run ads for that game now.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, they've been running ads. My favorite is the one they played rap music.
I've only seen the one specific ad. I've seen it a few times, but I've only seen the one. And I saw that and I was like, I wonder if we're past all the controversy now. I don't know. I ended up having to try to explain it to her, and I was like, I feel like I'm just openly encouraging the rest of the world to view the gaming community as racist. Like, I feel like I did less of a job explaining the situation and more of a job just talking about how everybody that plays video games is racist, kind of. I wanted to bring that up to you guys. I thought you might get a kick out of it. All I got out of the conversation at the end of the day is like, am I racist? Like, I'm a gamer. Am I racist? What am I trying to say
Maybe.
here? I don't even know. I totally lost the plot. That situation got me so confused. Anyway, Lego and Pokemon has uploaded a teaser about Lego Pokemon sets.
Yeah, 2026.
Hmm.
I don't know why you teased it this early.
I will.
like-
I will buy one probably. Did I tell you guys we're getting a Lego store in Huntsville?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I did see you talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, we'll have one at Bridge
Well,
Street and sometime this year, hopefully. They haven't given us a date, but
maybe it will open in time for the Pokemon sets.
I'm sure it will
Although
if it's not coming until next year.
I don't know why those sets are so
Yeah.
like what like the Bluey sets they announced like in January and they're coming in June. Like why would you? It's Pokemon. This is printing money, and you're gonna wait till 26.
Well, is there a Lego game coming out in the holiday? Or a Pokemon game coming out this holiday? Is ZA coming out this year? Do we know?
Yes.
I was going to say, if ZA comes out the holiday, then this might be why. Spend all that Christmas money.
Sure.
I'll have to see which Pokemon they decide to make.
Yeah, because the one
Pikachu.
because they have Mega Block Pokemon right now, which are not great.
Yeah.
I'm hoping these are better.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want Pikachu. Well, I will get one. I'll probably will be getting one, but it has to be one that I know pretty well.
Actually, like, yeah.
Ooh, dude, if I could get a Chandelure one with like translucent bricks for the
Oh,
flames, wouldn't that be so cool? I know they'd never make a Chandelure, but that'd be cool. Um, let's see. Saber Interactive CEO says Saints Row had to die because the games were too expensive. The days of throwing money at games other than the GTAs of the world is over. You say
that
that, bro, but I am still seeing it happening. And also, isn't Saint Row a GTA of the world? Because Saint Row was just GTA, but not.
you know, look, if here's the thing, right? If every game just ends up having to be stupidly expansive and has to survive 10 years or more, the gaming is in trouble at that point.
Oh yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked for sure. Um, and we probably aren't at the crux of it yet. I don't think, but I do expect there will be a renaissance anyway. You know, ebb and flow.
Mhm.
Um, Star Wars Hunters closes October 1st of this year. Good riddance.
L.
Hell.
Somebody I saw a comment on that. Someone's like, the coming soon advertisement on the Switch was up longer, significantly longer than this game was actually available for. Like 3 years versus like a year.
Wild.
You think at some point we would learn to just make good games?
Nah,
I guess not.
No.
nah. I don't want good games. I want bad games.
Exclusively,
bad.
actually.
Yeah. I want bad games because if we don't have bad games, we don't have good games.
True. If all games are good, then
Nothing is
no
good.
games are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Syndrome.
Super Mario Brothers 3, Game Boy Tetris, NES Dr. Mario, and NES Tetris are all now available on Nintendo Music.
Let's go.
Wow.
Listening to the Super Mario Brothers, or really any of the old Mario soundtracks, but Mario 3 I did actually listen to because it's good. It's NES music, so it's kind of rough, but it's good. And some of the tracks are literally like 2 seconds. It's just like a sound effect, but it's still technically on the soundtrack, so they include it.
That's funny.
And Yakuza is doing a crossover with Among Us, so
Dude, that's pretty sick.
Not confirmed, but basically confirmed.
Basically
teased,
confirmed.
teased.
Yeah, teased.
Teased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It's
definitely a
karaoke. That's definitely Majima in the
there's
blue.
definitely a collaboration coming to Among
Yeah, the
Us.
collab is confirmed for sure.
And
We're getting a live look into what would it be like if Alex and Cooper's heads were smushed together into one head. Yakuza Cross Among Us.
I mean, why not? We already had Miles Edgeworth cross Among Us.
yeah,
True.
but that was just given away. Looks more like what's the game
Actual
called?
Cosmic
This is-
Cube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosmic Cube. Yeah.
Also, like the Ace Attorney was mostly just remakes that's been coming out recently.
Yeah.
And Yakuza, Alex been buying every single one, dumping 100 hours in it, and also that Yakuza's out right. Like he literally, his big thing for Collector's Corner was, I mostly played Yakuza.
True.
I'm working on it.
Working on it.
Working
It's
on
crazy.
it. Working on Yakuza.
Working on it is wild.
I've got most of the achievements, so we'll be able to just run the story.
Old but still interesting tidbit of the week. Lego Star Wars the video game released 2 months before the Revenge of the Sith movie, and that game covers the events of said movie. Lego the Star Wars the video game released on March 29th of 2005, and Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith released May 19th, 2005.
That's hilarious. Dude, imagine getting spoiled because of a Lego game.
That'd be funny.
Onto the rumors. Call of Duty 2026 is in development for the next gen Xbox.
Well,
Didn't we talk about this?
oh, it's the next gen. No, the next gen Xbox. Interesting part.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, like, this is. Call of Duty 2026 being in development for the next gen Xbox is kind of as interesting of news as Toyota is making a new RAV4.
Nintendo is
Yeah,
making
like-
a new Mario.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, the way Nintendo does their stuff might actually be
This
interesting.
sentence is probably as close as we can get to the joke sentence of X person is making games. We are making games. Nintendo Switch
We are
has
making
games.
games.
Those things,
Nintendo
like, there
Switch
are
has
games being
games.
developed. One of the games of all time. Call of Duty 2026 in development for next gen Xbox, I think, is pretty close.
Yep.
The Nintendo Switch 2 will have NFC and Wi-Fi 6 shown by FCC filings. NFC, obviously, they're not going to abandon Amiibo. Still too much money to be made there, I think.
was
I
gonna
mean, they're
say,
still releasing them. I feel like the only
don't know.
reason they're not flying off the shelves right now is because there's nothing to use them
nothing new. Yeah.
with. Yeah, there's
Like-
nothing new to use them with.
I don't think
Also-
it's an Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You're first.
Like, I don't think it's an untapped market anymore, but it's definitely like still a market.
There's still money to be made, especially.
Yeah.
Also, if you abandon Amiibo now, you're alienating a lot of your player base a little bit.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that are like, no, this is stupid because it's physical DLC, which it is.
Yeah,
sure.
but like, why would you
But-
you're invalidating all Amiibo moving forward if you don't have NFC. So even if it's
Why-
just for Switch 1 backwards compatibility and nothing else, you have to have it on Switch 2
Mhm.
because
Yeah, exactly.
it's all there. Wi-Fi
It's-
6 is good to see. I was kind of hoping it'd be Wi-Fi 7 by now, but Nintendo's so slow with tech upgrades that I'm just happy to hear Wi-Fi 6.
No, for sure.
So that's good. Windows Central / Jez Corden reports that Xbox's new hardware plans begin with a gaming handheld set for later this year, with full next-gen consoles targeting 2027. So on the gaming handheld
Wait.
part, I've been reading some news about this, and I think there was a big mix-up on the rumor with Xbox making a gaming handheld. I don't think they're actually developing hardware in-house. I think what's actually happening is they are like branding with a different handheld for Xbox Game Pass or some other like maybe it's going to be like a Xbox theme handheld, but they're not building it. They're just putting the software on it. It's confusing. The title is misleading. That's all I can kind of
Confirmed.
yeah. But they're
Well,
making
also,
something. They are making something.
if it was in house, they would have already started promoting it. I feel like, because you don't. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we going for? Sega Genesis, Sega, like are we going for failure? Because we can.
What did you
Microsoft.
just say? What are we going for? Sega Genesis? I don't know if you were trying to be funny there or not, but that was pretty funny. That's some JonTron humor. What are we going for? Sega Genesis?
Peak.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I can't wait to see what kind of worthless handheld they're gonna put out.
It's gonna be awful, guaranteed.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for PlayStation 5 is set for release on April 17th, supposedly.
That makes sense.
So,
Intriguing.
That's the new one, ain't it?
yes.
Yeah.
It is a new game, but I can wait till it goes on a sale.
It references the Disneyland ride, which is interesting.
That's cool.
Genuinely, the only thing I know about that game.
New FCC filings also hinted a GameCube controller for Switch 2.
Interesting.
Here we
that
go.
makes-
Round
that
2,
makes-
boys.
that makes
It's not
sense,
that
though.
surprising.
I was gonna say it was on the Wii
If
U.
there's a
It's
new
on the
Smash,
Switch.
yeah, if there's a new Smash, we'll get controllers.
I mean, that could mean NSO, but I mean it's all it's on the Wii U on the
Modern
Switch. I'm not
Wavebirds.
surprised. That'd be huge.
Yeah, what the hell, Nintendo? You guys already have. You don't have to change. That there's two things you have to change about the Wavebird to make it work with the Switch. One, replace battery compartment with lithium battery pack. Easy. Two, put Bluetooth chip in back. Profit.
Done.
Yeah,
Literally.
but if they re-release a Wavebird, I really hope it does have the dongle so you can use it on the GameCube. Like just both
Even if
options.
they don't do it, somebody,
Somebody will.
probably 8BitO will have one out
Oh.
shortly thereafter.
Yeah, they already make those kinds of adapters. You can buy I talked about it a few weeks ago, the one I've got for my N64.
Yeah.
I also have one for my SNES, and they also make them for GameCube. I don't use those because I prefer OEM, and there's actually OEM wireless on GameCube. But they make similar adapters where you just like plug it in and it's a little Bluetooth thing and you can sync whatever you want to it. So if they made the GameCube controller a Switch controller, I'm okay if they don't make it GameCube ready out of the box because you can it's only like $20 to get one of those adapters, you Bluetooth to it, and you won't know the difference.
Mhm.
Okay.
I understand. There's a bit of me too that's like, if Nintendo re-released a Wavebird controller today that was like the original one, nothing changed, I would be ecstatic as shit because that means new OEM parts for 20-year-old stuff. But
Yep.
I think I would prefer them to do the Switch controller just because, like, I don't know, the GameCube controller port is not what people like the GameCube controller for.
Sure.
So.
Right.
Let's see. There are two more PlayStation partnerships that have not been announced yet and should happen before the summer show from Detective Seeds. So more PlayStation news coming down the pipe. And devs reveal scrapped plans for a connected Marvel Gaming Universe, or MGU, similar to the MCU.
It's probably for
Probably
the best.
I was supposed to say it's probably for the best. I'm tired of like having everything have to be connected and then I have to like learn all the different stories and all that. Honestly, I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like MCU did it right. I don't think they need to.
Not everything needs to be that.
They don't need to milk a cow or nothing.
Well, the
That's
problem
why-
is that the MCU at this point is just that, like,
Hot
completely dried
garbage.
up
Oh,
cow from the meme, where it's
yeah,
just like,
literally.
Is
Good
there
morning,
anything
sunshine.
else you can milk the yeah, good morning, sunshine. The cow's just like depressed.
This is why
Legit.
Iron Man 2 is the best Marvel movie, because it was made at a time when there wasn't all this riffraff. It was just a guy being a badass guy. He's just a cool guy. He's got iron suit and he's a cool guy. That's all you
Yeah.
True.
need.
Well, I hope you're excited for DC to do it crazier, where James Gunn wants to also tie in games and shows and anything to it. And it's like
Oh,
nobody's
brother.
gonna keep up with all that.
Bro, no one cares about DC.
If
I
the
think like
first movie if the first movie comes out and it's like Iron Man where it's just there's no connected stuff to know, it's just a cool guy beating this shit out of dudes. I'll do it, you
It could
know.
be good.
that'd be sick.
It could be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it can be
Like-
fine. But once you start telling me to go watch the movie from 3 years ago to know what's going on now, I'm out.
Legit.
DC's
Or
not
more
worth
importantly,
That's
yeah.
why I think. That's why I think Endgame was like the perfect ending for that kind of stuff, with like having everything have to be forced to be connected, and then I don't know. They keep doing it now, so I don't
They
know.
keep doing it. But like poorly. They don't
They don't
like
do it well.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
have a connected universe, then maybe, nearly 20 years into your connected universe, you should have I don't know, characters interact with each other more than just the post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the freaking Halo trilogy, like Halo 3, finish the fight. Okay, we've wrapped up this story, we're done. Halo 4, keep finishing the fight. Continue finishing the fight. Finish the fight a second time. Just keep doing it. We're kidding. Please buy this
Wait.
game.
When is Lara Croft gonna take off her training bras? She's been becoming the Tomb Raider for 3 games now.
Hold on, it's no longer just three games. It's also a Netflix season where she's still not the Tomb Raider.
Crazy.
I just don't think Crystal Dynamics wants her to be Tomb Raider. That's what makes the most sense. It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, you guys just don't get it. You don't see the vision.
Apparently.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I'm glad it was scrapped though. If that's true, I'm glad it was scrapped.
Wait, was it gonna connect to Iron Man VR?
I don't know. I bet any lingering existence potential for this died when Avengers came out, like the game, and everybody hated it because it was
Oh, everyone
microtransaction
hated
loot
it.
box pile of trash.
Everybody hated Avengers, and then nobody but me played Guardians. But Guardians
people
is
loved
actually a good
Guardians.
game.
Yeah, Guardians is a
Yeah,
proper game, but
anybody
it's
who's
sold poorly
ever-
because they're like, no, after Avengers, I'm not buying that game. You can't blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, I can't. It's just anyone. I would like more people to play. It's a good game.
Yeah, it is. I have not played that much of it. I actually do need to kind of go back to it, but I remember playing it because I can't remember. I watched somebody's review, and they had the same notion that we're talking about now of like, nobody's talking about this game because Avengers was horrible, but this game is actually good. Like, there's none of
Someone
that
actually-
stuff. It's single player and it's fun, and there's no transaction.
Someone actually
BS.
cared when they made this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a character exclusive to one console. And that character being the most popular character in all of comic book, canon. So
Finishing topic for the week, gentlemen, is bigger better in terms of world size, or does a smaller world end up being more polished?
I like smaller
Mm,
worlds. I think they
Smaller
do.
worlds for sure.
I think if you can,
I think.
so
it
I think
depends-
it's
I think a big world is really, and I think it can be fun. And I think, but a lot of times it just feels like you're running across the map, and there's
It-
nothing to see or do, or you're
I
just
think
running out.
even kind of picking up from that, I think even when like with Zelda, right? Where it's like you can tell it was that like lots of parts of the world are meticulously crafted because it's Nintendo. It kind of still has those big areas of, well, there's nothing really going on over here except there's a cork under that rock.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I think with like being bigger, I think you can make it work. It's just really hard because you're gonna run into a constant problem of just like it's boring because there's literally nothing to do for a lot of areas. The thing with smaller is that it definitely you can feel a bit more cramped depending like on side quests and all that too.
Yeah,
So
I I think I'm gonna say yes to this question. Because up to a point, bigger is always better, and that goes for basically anything. But my asterisk with this yes is, does the bigger world scale with content?
I
If
would
it
hope it would.
if it does, then yeah, it probably is better because it just means more of the same thing. You know, after a certain point, obviously it becomes bad. There's too much, but up to some point, you know, bigger is always better as long as you can make sure everything in the big world gets the level of detail that a small world would get. There's no slacking off, no off
Yeah.
days. If you do everything you're
Yeah,
supposed to
that's
do,
fair.
it can be really good. But that's the problem. Like when a lot of people are, you know, one man teams, like that Scarlet Deer game is literally 2 people working on it. That's why you would want the small world for indie games because it just gives you so much more time to do other stuff.
Yeah.
Makes it easier on the developer.
Like what was I gonna say? I think hang on, I lost my train of thought. Once I get it back, I got you.
Don't hurt yourself.
I try not to. Oh man.
Um,
I think okay, yeah. The issue you could run into with a small world as well, especially like open world games, I feel like might have this issue, is where like it feels like you're on such a linear path. Like you're like it's you had to follow the dev's path. It's not really your journey.
Fair, but a lot of the open world are just that, but just massive world.
That's true.
yeah, that's a real problem when an open world game is an open world and it serves no purpose other than it is. Like Zelda open world provides a purpose for the open world. It explains the story,
Yeah.
it's full of stuff to do, it's this whole thing, but
Wasn't it?
and like you
Oh,
could do
sorry.
the story non-linearly too. You can go wherever you want,
Exactly.
explore how you want. But when you just have to play a game that's like the size of Breath of the Wild, but you're just going from place to place, that is so stupid. Because like they developed this whole world for nothing. I'm not even out there playing in it.
Yeah, literally. I'm just following point A to point B the whole time.
Yeah.
Like that's what like I think it was Sakurai. I think it was somebody with the Zelda team. I think, but or it's like if you wanted to, you can go fight Ganon right off the bat. Like
Oh,
People do.
Aegeon Numa.
yeah, Onuma. I was gonna say. Yeah,
People do all the time.
oh,
yeah, that's a speedrunning category in Breath of the Wild. Is how like just the any percent. Just
yeah.
see how fast you can go kill Ganon.
Like and that I think that's how like if you're doing a especially for bigger, that's how an open world should be, where you have a lot of freedom of choice.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
'cause
kind of
otherwise,
the
what's the
biggest
point?
selling point of an open world, right? Is like you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
That was a. I remember they said it over and over and over when Breath of the Wild came out. When they were like, you can go to anywhere that you can see,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
And that's when open world's good. You're meant to just immerse yourself in it. There's tons of stuff to do everywhere. Do what you want. Go at your own pace, and it's everywhere, and it's big. Great. But if you're not going to use it, I would so rather have a small world. Just
Yeah.
like I don't
Absolutely,
need to
yeah.
make
Small,
my own
tight.
story every time.
No.
It's okay if you
Sometimes
tell
I'm-
me a story.
Yeah. Like
Because Guardians is very linear, and I have time with it.
Yeah, linearity is
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
It's not like an
No.
issue, but
It's an issue
It
when you provide an open world and then
Yeah,
use none of it because you're too
and then
linear.
just waste it. Yeah,
Yeah, like if you're linear
I think.
because that's your whole thing and you can't go explore, then that's fine. That's how the game
yeah, I
is.
mean look at Pokemon, right? Like arguably its strength is one of its actually few strengths is that uh it is a I hesitate to say tight, but it is not really overstay its welcome most of the time. It's I mean it's not insanely short by even regular standards is a good 20 to 40 hours depending on the game, but
Yeah,
it's not, with the exception of Scarlet and Violet, you're not having to go, oh well, how do I travel all the way over here?
Yeah,
But
like Guardians of the Galaxy is fine as it is being linear because I think that's probably another big thing to bring up. If traversal is a game mechanic for you, that totally changes things because like Guardians of the
yeah,
Galaxy traversal and exploration of that kind of like Breath of the Wild flavor is not the selling point of the game. So the fact that it's linear doesn't really have any impact because that's not what you're playing the game for in the first place. You're playing the game to beat the shit out of dudes as the guys of Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
yeah,
But any open world game, a lot of the fun comes from going from point A to
Exploring.
point B, but
Yeah.
doing it however you choose. And
yeah,
if it's
game.
not
So
fun to do that, then why is it
then
open world?
why? Yeah, like take Spider-Man, right? And any of them, those are insanely fun to just
Traverse.
swing
Yeah.
around, like because they did Spider-Man such justice. Now, are there times when I just teleported? Yeah, because I whatever I wanted to do was across town, but that wasn't normally the case. It was normally I want to swing around or glide or whatever because they actually made traversing fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you're Spider Man. They did
Yeah,
exactly what everybody wants to do as Spider Man, swing around and fight crime. They gave you that mechanic straight out, and that's why it's open world. It's perfect. You can go anywhere you want. There's always going to be crime to fight. You can swing around. You can fight. You don't have to do either of them. You glide around. You can just be Spider Man. And to be honest, anyone that's under the age of like 15 is probably playing that game mostly just because they want to be Spider Man.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
True.
nothing. Like we talk about all this stuff about the Spider Man games when they're in the news, but I don't know. A lot of them just kids just want to be Spider Man, man. Just want to swing around.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's why people still today like Spider-Man 2's movie game from
Oh yeah, the
aside from nostalgia is just because they like the swinging mechanics
yeah.
and being Spider-Man.
also pizza time.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap up our episode here. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, most of the time, sort of, kinda, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you get your podcast, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at AllNightGamers with a K. What do you think is better? Bigger worlds, smaller worlds, open worlds, linear stuff? Let us know. You picking up Xenoblade X this week? Have you heard of Scarlet Deer? Have you tried the demo? If not, you definitely should. Let us know. Interact. Talk to us. And
Yes.
we'll be back, as always, for more gaming news talk and discussion. Thank you so
Oh yeah.
much. Have a good week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.